Hello, this is Living in Colorado with your host, Brandon Metoyer, licensed real estate agent and loan officer here. Inventory, which is months of supply. What is going on in the world of Colorado real estate? If you want to know, you found the right place. Let's get into it. Why is this important? Inventory, months of supply. You've heard all these phrases. You know what? The number one I really never hear is why inventory matters. And that's really what I want to talk about. This is actually the most important part I wanted to talk about. Obviously, interest rates are your most important and your favorite part of it. The inventory months of supply is my favorite part of what we're talking about today because it's fascinating how it works, how supply and demand works when you're talking about inventory. So let's just define it real quick. The months of supply means how many months of Colorado homes are on the market currently ready to sell. And if no one listed any more homes, this is how many months it would take before Colorado ran out of homes that you could purchase, right? Statistically. So based off of, average number of buyers are looking for homes, average number of homes that are being sold. If the average number of being homes, so I guess like the full amount of homes being sold stops and you only have what we have and buyers keep buying, we have 5 months of inventory, which is good. Not great, but good. The reason why is because I was actually very recently educated on why this is something expert realtors, expert loan officers need to have a daily eye on, because this is what really truly dictates what type of market that we're in. Seller's market, buyer's market. You keep hearing that. And I'm sure you are under the impression, because all your favorite real estate professionals told you, that we are in a buyer's market. And they probably articulated that we are in a buyer's market because you can still ask for seller concessions. You can still kind of negotiate and dictate terms. You're not paying high overpriced homes because there's so many people competing. Unfortunately, that's not the full story. Yes, we are still getting seller concessions. Yes, you can negotiate and you're not having to pay over, but we are still currently in a seller's market because we don't even get to a stable good market until we have 6 to 7 months of inventory stockpiled. Because think about it like this. If we have a lot of inventory and we have 12 months, a whole year of inventory that's not going to go anywhere, people stop selling their homes. That means there's a lot of homes, which means buyers are spread out, which means that they have their pick of the litter, which means there's not 6, 7, 8, 19 people putting an offer on your home that you now can make them compete and dictate your own price and make them pay 40, 50,000 over asking price like you saw a few years ago. You see how when the amount of homes go up, the amount of buyers that are after your property disperses and spreads out. So if we have 5 months of inventory, that means there's less homes on the market at any given time. The amount of buyers pool stays about the same. It's been very consistent. Like people are now kind of like coming out of the shadows, like they're pretty much understanding that we're not after a market crash, right? And now we're starting to realize that, rates are stabilizing and they're not projected to go blah, 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 but I'll get into that a little later. But since we have 5 months of inventory on the market, that means that there's a little bit more concentration of buyers, which means that sellers have a little bit more ways that they can get what they want. And buyers have a little bit more ways of not getting what they want, but we still have enough of buyers getting what they want to get seller concessions and to get, 2-1 buy downs from the concessions and a little under asking price if it's been on the market 30 days, 30, 40 days, 60 days, things like that. There's things that you can negotiate. And of course, in any market, the right agent has the way with words, salesman tactics, ways that you advocate for your buyer or your seller in the correct way. So it doesn't really matter. We could be in a full-on buyer's market and you get the right realtor who can negotiate and take all these contracts and then still get you above asking price based off of, just how the situation presents itself. There's a million ways to get what you want. And there's only a few top tier killer agents out there. So as you're making your decisions, you want somebody who's on top of the market. You want a professional who lives and breathes this, who is watching this, who's giving advice, who's helping other agents understand the market. Like that's part of your due diligence as a seller or buyer, right? So stuff to highly, highly, highly keep in mind.